Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Howler for an Hour. This time we're checking out the game Dyer Expedition. This describes itself as a puzzle adventure game with light Lovecraftian horror elements and a story inspired by Lovecraft's 1931 novella At the Mountains of Madness. It's 1931 and the Antarctic continent is still a new scientific frontier. The Miskatonic University of Massachusetts has launched an expedition led by William Dyer to excavate fossils and find concrete evidence for scientific hypotheses about the land. The expedition arrived on an island in the Antarctic region, but contact was soon lost as their supply ship returned to an all but abandoned base camp. You not only fear the worst for your colleagues, but you also have an inexplicable sense of dread surrounding the expedition. Without support from the university anytime soon, you begin a rogue mission to find out what happened to the team. You make your way to Australia and find a fishing boat that is willing to drop you off and pick you back up after 2 days. This game looked really neat. It kind of looked like an atmospheric horror game, but actually did a really good job of its atmosphere, from what I could tell from the images in the trailer. This just looks really neat. It also has a good balance of retro filtering. You could change the pixelization or even turn it off if you don't like it, but I think this is a good balance of pixelization. And this is one of the rare cases where I think a game is using chromatic aberration well. You can kind of see it on the structure on the right if you pay attention. In a white environment, chromatic aberration looks pretty good. It's a good way of popping out details. So let's see what this game's got going for it. But of course, before I begin, if you like the video, do think about giving a like. Maybe dropping a subscribe if you feel like doing that. Or maybe coming over to Twitch and hanging out with us live. Whether you want to lurk or to talk, it's nice to have people coming by. Of course, if you do want to talk, that's really awesome. I love socializing with you guys, conversating with you guys over these games. So if you want to come by and talk about the stuff we play, I'm happy to have you here. Well, I'm happy to have you here regardless, but it's nice to socialize. Think about coming by if you feel like doing that. We also have a pretty cool Discord server if you want to check that out. I've got a Coffee link. Well, we got a Coffee link if you want to help us directly monetize the content, of course. And I do appreciate it if you consider that. We could definitely use the help. And there's also a merch store if you want to buy some cool stuff over there. Links in the description, and you can check them out at your leisure. But that all being said, let's check this one out. We don't grab a lot of horror games for Howler for an Hour because a lot of them seem kind of schlocky and kind of the same thing over and over again. But this one definitely stood out a little bit more. Not to say that horror games in snowy environments haven't been done before, but they're definitely a little less common, and I really like the way this game was setting up its atmosphere. So let's go to Antarctica, guys. The expedition left last year. They kept radio contact during their journey to the Antarctic. So this is 1931, by the way, if you've got the year. After they finally arrived, they set up base camp. They kept us up to date with what they were working on. At least for some time. I wonder if this is based on a real expedition, because you could totally make a lot of horror stories about old Antarctic expeditions, because there was a lot of expeditions that went to Antarctica back in the day where nobody returned. You could definitely do, stories after that. Because Antarctica is surprisingly a very hostile place to go. About a month ago, their supply ship returned to the base camp. The entire team had disappeared. The university didn't want me to go. They said going to the Antarctic alone was practically suicide. Kinda is. I agree. The SS Archer. Boat name is on the left. But I cannot resist the pull. Something draws me there. I need to know what happened to my colleagues, my friends. Didn't Penumbra series, the games that came before the Amnesia games from the same developers, didn't Penumbra take place in Antarctica? I feel like it did, or at least the first one. Okay, here we are. So yeah, we got kind of a. Honestly, it feels fairly PS1-y. Okay. Oh, a bunch of graves. Carol, Ash, Sherman. Sorry for walking your graves. I'm just trying to do these signs. And McTie. You know, I'm probably going to adjust the pixelation a little bit, though. Let's actually try messing with it a tad. I want to see. So it's 80% right now. Oh, yeah, here's a fun thing. You turn it off completely. Even if you turn... Actually, I might just keep the pixelization off so I can read text a little easier. It doesn't hurt the retro aesthetic at all. It's still very low poly. You can see the texture work. See that? It's very low poly texture work. Looks very PS1. But here's the fun thing. I could also turn the pixelation to 133. I challenge someone to play the game this way, but that's not going to be me. That's not going to be me. Alright. Oh, a shovel. Use mouse wheel to cycle inventory. Okay. Should I? I guess I may as well. It's probably for a puzzle or something, right? Oh, yeah, these are definitely, coffins. Okay, it looks like the shovel isn't something you just use. It is something that you use on context concerns. It's okay. So I don't know why I did that, by the way. Maybe we'll find out later. I didn't find anything with doing that. I can't open them. Ah! There's just barely not enough space to go through there. Okay. Yeah, pixelization for microwave resolution. Isn't it great? Electric torch. Oh, this game was made by Europeans. Wait. This guy comes from Australia. In Australia, do they call it a flashlight or a torch? Ah, F. That makes sense. Read notes. Uh-oh, I can't read these very well. Okay, at least it's not cursive. Let's see. January 4th, 1931. W. Dyer. After several grueling weeks aboard the Arkham, we finally arrived in Antarctica. We've unloaded our equipment and set up our tents. We will start building for our more permanent residence for the next couple of weeks right away. January 10th, 1931. After several weeks and several nights in tents, the shack is finally constructed. We also had to build a fence in front of the nearby cave entrance to keep the dogs from running in. January 12th. We finished the first batch of geological surveys. We were able to unearth a large fossil of what appears to be an imprint of an... I have to use acid. Of an enormous starfish. For now, we'll temporarily shift our focus to investigating the cave. They keep running in, even though we almost have to carry them out every time due to the amount of distress they seem to experience. So the dogs run in the cave, freak out, leave, but then they'll go back in a little bit after that. That's very silly of them. Why would they do that? By the way, I'd like to point out this shack that looks pretty well built. They built it in 6 days. That's pretty impressive. But granted, I guess you do kind of want to hurry in this sort of weather of being Antarctica. I can't actually go on the other parts of the building. Building a shack like this in 6 days is pretty impressive, though. Oh, what's that? It's like a weird effect here. See that? What's that about? Read notes. January 4th. Day 31. F. Gedney. Okay, different person writing. I'm the expedition's foreman, tasked with overseeing the equipment and building operations. And now also, thanks to Mr. Dyer, who I assume is the lead of things, tasked with writing a logbook. I'll keep things short because I'm not much of a writer. January 10. Shack constructed and drilling apparatus are erected. Oh, drilling. January 12th. Built a fence in front of the cave to keep the dogs out. The scientists say there's a weird structure inside. January 14th. The structure's door was shut. The scientists are trapped. We'll radio the Arkham for help. Oh no. January 15th. No response for the Arkham. Mystical piping seems to come within the cave. January 16th. Carol and Ash are dead. We found their bodies in the water. I've locked the gate to the cave and buried the key. I don't want to anyway near that cursed thing. January 17th. Buried Sherman and McTie today. With the scientists still trapped in the cave, I am now alone in this frigid desert with a soul-piercing sound. The bottom of the sea is silent, no noise. Must go there. Uh-oh. So, he found 4 people. So the scientist got trapped in the cave. The 4 people he was with, he found them all drowned in the water. He heard a soul-piercing sound, and then his last note is, the bottom of the sea is silent, no noise, must go there. So he got driven crazy. Everybody got driven crazy by the noise and drowned themselves in the frigid Antarctic waters. That's why there's 4 graves. Technically, there should be a 5th, but the last person that did it. So I'm guessing can I go in the water? Oh, I cannot. That's probably good. Speaking of sound, you guys are hearing the ambience here and there, right? I assume so. Oh, the drilling apparatus. So where were they going to drill, I wonder? Gosh damn mermaids. Steppies. Okay. Alright, I guess the cave's probably up here, so let's go. I'll shift around. I did figure that out, yep. Thanks for telling me, though. I recently was watching, oh, what's his name? The guy with the Charmander avatar that updated so it's not copyrighted. So it's legally indistinct now. Jolly. His name is Jolly. He's on YouTube. He recently played a game where you just he played a horror game where you took out the trash. And the whole time he just walked really slowly and didn't even try to run. And then he found the run key. And then he forgot about it again and continued to walk very slowly. So most of the gameplay video was just him walking, even though he could be running. It's locked. And like he learned that this sprint existed. And then he forgot about it again, like, twice. So that whole sprint to run message, it's for people like Jolly. I mean, I could be derpy too, but at least I remember, at least I generally know that I have a sprint key when I do. I'm stupid in other ways, though. What's this? Oh, wait, this wasn't here before. Maybe I missed it. Dig up snow. Oh, key. Oh, I guess I've abandoned the shovel because I don't need it anymore. Okay. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Yeah, the snow sound. Alright, let's go in the cave. Let's go in. That looks like an ear canal. Alright. That's a weird shape. This looks like really slippery. Oh, there's icicles. Are they bad icicles? I better not walk in front of them. It does look like an ear canal, though. What the heck? You're alive! I have been! Hi, Key. How you doing? Oh, there's a crystal there. A candle. Pick up strange object in a second. January 11th, 1931. Dyer. W. Dyer. Another dog ran to the cave, this time much deeper. Danforth and I went after it, and we discovered a massive hollow space in the ice. In its back is I can't believe I'm writing this, an artificial construction made of stone with an open entrance that leads further in. January 13th. We set up a table in this cave next to a mysteriously numerous stone to study the structure further. We first assumed that it was built by an ancient human civilization, but upon further inspection, we can only surmise that it must be far older. January 16th. We found a strange 5-sided object embedded in the ice not far from the entrance. It seems to fit perfectly into the platform's hole, but inserting it had no effect. It's mine now. I own it. I'll just pick up the strange objects without really thinking of that. Why not? Okay, this is definitely not your normal, Antarctic construction. Looks like a big ol' altar or something. Anything else here? No, it doesn't look like it. This whole cave is literally made of ice. This is an ice cave. That'd be very slippery. Oh, well, it did something for me. You know this is going to lock me in, too, like the scientists. Oh, well, let's go in. Oh. It's a mural. Okay, we got some, like, tentacle beasts on the ground, and then we have a bunch of beetles. Okay. January 13th, 1931, W. Dyer. After preparing for venturing deeper into the structure, we found a mural only a few steps into it. What's portrayed here must be an elaborate joke, because the alternative frightens me deeply. It depicts several winged creatures. Dad's first suggested the lower part of the mural is a simplified map of the solar system, with Earth highlighted. Bottom part is a simplified map of the solar system. Okay, so this is not a land. I thought this dark portion was just the ground, but okay, yeah, I see it. Planet, 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 asteroid belt, planet, 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 planet. Maybe one's the sun. I don't know. Earth highlighted though? I don't know what. I don't see any of them being really highlighted. Also, I like this guy saying like, "This must be a joke because the alternative frightens me deeply." What? Space bugs or just bugs? I mean, they're bugs, big bugs, but it's just drawn. I don't. He's very scared of bugs. Sun is way on the left. Oh, right. That's what this is. Okay, I see now. Okay, let's see. Can I remember my astronomy? Okay, so it's Sun, and then Mercury, and then Venus, then Jupiter, then wait. Well, from the Sun, right? It would be. From the distance to the sun, it would be Mercury first, right? The big one has to be Jupiter. Well, that's even bigger, though. That kind of looks like Jupiter. Hold on, help me out, guys. What's the order? It's Sun and then Mercury. I know it's Mercury first, but then I don't remember. Is it Venus after that? It is Venus. And then Mars is the next one? Oh, don't you let me. Do you know the answer? Don't you let me. Sun, Mercury, Earth. Wait. Earth is closer to the sun than Mars is? I thought Mars was closer to the sun. Mercury, Venus. I thought Mars was closer to the sun. Okay. Mercury, Venus, Earth. Okay, Earth is kind of big then. But that makes sense, though. And then Mars, and then Jupiter would be next. So yeah, that's fair, because I think that's the biggest one. And then after Jupiter is Saturn, Neptune, Uranus. You know, I know Pluto got declassified as a planet, but I feel like an ancient mural should still show it. I don't know. Oh, Uranus is before Neptune. Oh, whoops. There's no Pluto here. I was wondering if there was a Pluto here. There is no Pluto here. The ancients don't count Pluto, so you shouldn't either. Alright, got it. The other side is the same. So here's the thing though. The reason I was expecting this is because they said that the lower part of the mural is a simplified map of the solar system with Earth highlighted. And I'm just like, I don't see Earth. Is Earth highlight? Does this mural look like it's highlighting Earth to me? To you? It doesn't look like that to me. It just looks like Earth is there. It doesn't look like it's being highlighted. I do wonder why there are galaxy tentacles and then space bugs, though. It's highlighted by making it big. I guess it's bigger than it should be compared to Mars and Venus. Yeah, fair enough. I'm glad somebody, it's nice that, I'm glad they brought the little table to leave their notes on, too. Oh, I'm gonna go into an ancient structure. I better bring my sitting stool and my note-setting stool. Just in case. I do like this structure, though. I like how they modeled this in the game. Like, look at these, stones and, like, how they're broken up. It's kind of neat. Definitely feels alien, but, like, practical as well. Like, there's some purpose to it, maybe. Oh. That's a chasm. If you're wondering, this is more of an atmospheric horror game. It doesn't even let me throw myself off. There's actually a visible wall. So this is more of a walking horror sim. That also means I don't think I can cross this. Well, I guess I can take the ladder. I can place it there. I can't place it here. I guess that's too far. Okay. Wow! I was like, what if I turn my flashlight off? Okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little dark. Can you imagine doing this, like going between these little sections, pick up the ladder, place it down? Imagine if you just place it wrong and it falls, and you're like, oh well, God, what now? What now? What now? That's okay. Our character is very confident about striding across this ladder when this much is on this portion, and this much is on. Would you be confident crawling across this ladder with it sitting like this on an incline? I wouldn't. I don't think I'd do that. I think I'd cross that. I don't think that looks secure enough for me. Oh, here we go. I mean, maybe if it was flat and you knew that the two levels were flat to each other, like so there was no vertical slanting, maybe if you're super careful. But with the slanting, no. Not just because I'm over 250. Yeah, same here. Not just because we're over 350. Because I think we are over 350, by the way. I don't know where we're at right now. Oh. You know, I did expect that I would lose the ladder, but I didn't expect it to break right in the middle. I expected it to fall in some way. Alright, well. That was very interesting. I still grabbed half of it and bring it along. You know what's funny? This ladder use wasn't even necessary. You could just slide down and then, like, mantle this. You didn't need the ladder for that. I wouldn't be confident even if it was bolted down. I mean, you could still slip even if it was bolted down. Or it could break in two, like it just did. Okay, the people had cans of food at least. Nondescript tin can food. Ah, that close. You know, let's turn the lights off. It feels more ambient. I'm liking the visuals of this game. It's doing a good job with its visuals. This is heckin' mood lighting right here. Okay, got a place over there. Oh, ancient scrolls. Are those eggs? They look a little like eggs. That looks like something that can open. That's a button I can push. I'll push them in a second. I want to look around. They brought even a... I like how they left a little footstool. It makes sense to bring a little footstool in the cave earlier. But I like how somebody brought a full table as well. Unless this was just here, but I don't think it was. It feels like whoever built this ancient structure was using stone for everything. Yeah, even this. Look, it looks like it's made of stone or something. The only exception are the scrolls. So I feel like somebody dragged this whole table in here and kicked over a chair because they were upset. January 17th, 1931. W. Dyer. After much consideration, Danforth and I finally made the perilous climb across the chasm. I realized how foolish of an endeavor that was, so far from help in one of the remotest places on Earth, but we were drawn by curiosity and perhaps more. The rest of the team will stay behind. On the other side, we found a second mural. This is where I have to shamefully admit that I have read one of the most controversial books in the university's library, the Necronomicon. Does that actually exist? Like, can you go get a copy of their Necronomicon? I think it's just a fake book, but I wonder if there's in a library somewhere. Even if it's just a recreation. Probably. I say this because this mural and the last perfectly correlate with parts of the book, which I thought to be nothing more than this until now. The Necronomicon tells of beings it calls elder things. Elder things? Oh, you know, just elder things. That's kind of nondescript. Who have been on the planet for much longer than any life, and if the book is to believe further, they are life's very origin. They make more sense of a folding. Okay, I imagine people figured out folding tables by the 1930s. I mean, it's just, hey, get these pieces of wood and get a hinge, and then you can make a folding table, right? Folding tables probably existed in the 1800s. Probably even earlier than that. So what's this mural show? It shows, okay, again, it looks like space bugs, right? We got space bugs. These ones look like moths a little bit. So it looks like the space bugs are going to, I assume, Earth, and they're coming from, like, what is this? Is this the sun with, like, the molten core, or is it, like, some mysterious planet, or, like, a ship, maybe? A ship that's bigger than Earth? Anyways, the space bugs went to Earth, I think is what's going on here. From home planet of that one. I think the story about the Necronomicon is called the Necronomicon, but this is looking to be the real deal. Yeah, seems like this guy read the real one in this universe. Oh, we're on the other side of... Yeah, this is where we were earlier, remember? So we did a loop-de-loop. Space Invaders Fanner! The agents love Space Invaders. Favorite arcade game of theirs. Let's see. That doesn't do it. Okay. Oh, that did something. It's an order thing, isn't it? By the way, I'd love to... Do you listen to the sound of this electricity? Just listen. Oh, wow, woo, woo. That's definitely electricity sound. Oh, wow, woo, woo. I gotta find the order. Probably just by trial and error. Oh, wow, woo, woo. Okay, wait. This is not electricity sound. This is like a well. It sounds well-like, yeah. Huh. I like how I managed to pick every single wrong combination before I pick the right ones. Alright, this one. Those are well calls, right? Let me guess, this is the wrong one? Oh, it's right. Yeah, these sound like well calls. Whoa. Very spacey. Are these constellations? They kind of look like it, but I don't recognize the shapes. Well, I think I remember the M. And that might be the Little Dipper or something, or the Big Dipper. Maybe that's the Big Dipper. This is a constellation map, I think. I'm sure some of you more astrologically inclined probably recognize some of these. So what's the one in the center, which everything kind of centers around? It's glowing so much I can't really pick it out, but... Some of these might be... I think these are all real constellations. I'm not 100% sure. I recognize some of them. Alright, let's keep going. We open this. Wait, yep, look. I'm gonna stay still for a second. These are egg sacs, I bet. Look, they're wobbling a little bit if you pay attention. Do you see it? Yeah, they're moving. They're schmoving. The bug eggs. It's easier to tell the big one. They're very subtle about it. They actually stop sometimes. Alright, so we got bug eggs. Or, that's not even an egg necessarily, it's more like a mass on the wall. That one's not moving, actually. I like how I can open door from here. Oh. I don't think they're real. I mean, they may be based on some real ones, but yeah, some of them look kind of fake to me. I wasn't sure. But I'm also not so astrologically inclined to know if I was right or not. Okay, where are we now? Oh, this is like a valley. An enclosed valley. But it's still outdoors. There's some more structures? Okay. Let's go over here. This game actually kind of fits the vibes of, so far this game kind of has the same kind of vibes that I want to do for my cozy video series. Especially considering this actually has really good atmospheric design if you've been listening. I guess I need a thing for that. A fuse. That's the... Oh. This looks like some sort of biotank. Okay, question about sound levels. Can you hear what the tank is doing? Listen carefully. There's a bubbly sound, but also like a bit of a thud-thud. Kind of like a heartbeat, almost. Yeah, you hear it too. That's curious. Oh, there's a thing up there, too. Wow. Look at this button control panel. It's way up here. This is appropriate, though. I mean, I am 12 years old, so this is kind of how things work. Like, I have to, like, lift up. Things are bigger than me sometimes. Alright, so I gotta rotate these. Oh. Oh, that glows a little bit. I'm manlit. I'm a kid. Oh, no. Well, I mean, the character is definitely an adult. I assume that a kid was not allowed to go to the Antarctic on their own. That would be quite irresponsible of someone. Okay, I have 4 choices. Each one of them makes a different well call. Okay, so I gotta find the combination. And then I'll get a fuse. Maybe those things I saw earlier were not scrolls, but a bunch of fuses. Maybe I should have picked one up. Jeez. So wait, how do I know what this... So I have to get the combination. How do I figure out the combination? We have sounds and symbols. I need to find those. Do those exist anywhere? Okay, Squid. If things are bigger than you should eat them because then you become the big one. Big. Big puppy. Big puppy vibes, right? Let me check something real fast. Okay. I was checking something real fast. So, I need to either find sounds or symbols to solve this puzzle. Or I guess I could just brute force it. It's only 3 and there's only 4 options. I could brute force. But is there a way to actually solve it? Oh, I can actually go back? I figured this game was forward only. I'm allowed to backtrack. Oh, wait, well, I mean... I'm allowed to backtrack in the sense that this is closed behind me and I can see that and then leave again. Why even let me do that? Okay. I mean, sure. Yep, I can't go back. Anyways, let's go forward again. Like, whoa. I guess I had to brute force that last puzzle, so maybe it wants me to brute force this one too. I'm just trying to see if there was a hint somewhere. I can't seem to find any sort of hint, so I guess I'll just brute force it. This seems a little bit more annoying to brute force, though. Alright, well. Oh, wait! Oh, it tells you the solution when you press the button. Okay, is that one? Okay. There, that's the solution. That's cool. Though I would have liked to know, it would have been nice if it told me if there was, I mean, you gotta fell it, you gotta just press it and try it out to even figure out what the combination is. So I didn't think of trying just to pick anything to see what would happen. I guess I should have, though. Cylindrical objects. Okay. Definitely seems like a fuse. Certainly let me move things like a fuse might let me move things. A little bit of electricity. Or whatever they use. Ah, I gotta extend the other bridge, don't I? Okay. Here's another laser. Another fuse, and I assume the other path needs a fuse, as before. Okay, this time there's only one tank, and there's also this thing. What is this thing? It's aimed at this. Still got that heartbeat sound, too. Okay, then. Let's see. 1 second. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's mean. If you rotate one, it'll rotate others, too. Let's see what the... Okay, I think I solved it. Yeah, the right one moves everything. You do that one first, then you do the left one, then you do the middle. Makes sense. So the song that made people jump into the ocean was a whale song? I think so. At least that's the impression I'm getting. I'm not sure, though. I'm looking for more notes, too, but I haven't seen any. Oh, whoops. Right, I need to go the other way. Yep. What are we going towards, though? That's the question. Next area. Oh! Two. Okay, hold on. 4. Read notes. I forgot the combination for the safe for a third time. The locksmith urged me to write the hits for myself. The combination consists of my passion for traveling, My appreciation for literature, my deep affection for my wife, my fascination with ancient civilizations. I like how the third one, my deep affection for my wife. I have deep affection for my wife, so naturally, I put the password on the back so I'd have to turn her photo away from me, because of how much I have affection for her. Okay. Okay, it's 9. Yep. Hold on. Oh, there we go. 3, 9, 3. 2, 4. 9, 3, 2, 4. I can also open door. Oh, it's locked. Okay. Here's my top hat. 9, 3, 2, 4. Okay. So, is this like our office? Why are we here? Is this a flashback? Pick up key. To leave? Yeah. Oh, okay. Not really sure what that was about, but alright. Well, this seems ominous. It's pointing to the sky. Okay. Well, here's the paddle we stepped on, but it's broken. At least on this side. Whatever this side is. Huh. We're in some sort of cave now. A different one. It's not as icy as the last one. Oh, by the way, the reason I'm not sprinting is because sometimes I feel like it fits the vibe better not to. It's appreciated they give us a sprint button. Sometimes it would actually force you to walk in this game if they were making it, so I appreciate this definitely you run. Though I'm walking just because I do like the atmosphere, and I like to walk so I can look at things a little more slowly. I think it missed me. I'm okay. I do not consent to being scanned. Can I go? Oh. Hey, that's my torch! Oh. This is a no flashlight zone. Now you must die. Oh no! I didn't know they were so anti-torches. Ah! They didn't appreciate I brought a flashlight. Well, at least he didn't zap my clothes or something. Probably, at least. Like, what do they consider to be a foreign object that you can't bring in? I don't know. If this is alien sky technology, who knows? Maybe they think that your clothing threads are, like, poisonous or something. No flash photography. Yeah. You'll follow the luminous spires. Is I can't really see. I thought we'd be ready to a lot more notes. The game seemed pretty note-heavy at first, but now it just kind of stopped. I assume we'll see more at some point. What's this? Oh, okay. They allow it... Look, we are allowed to have an alien torch, though. They just don't like those human torches. Oh, never mind. I lost it now. Oh, it's a key. Oh, it's a key. It's a flashlight and a key. How nice. That's very convenient. Did you read the side? I know it's an alien, but I... Oh. The Space Bug Squadron goes to fight Cthulhu. Or the bug guy. Or the big bug guy. I don't know. This is very Space Invader. It's like, oh no, it's the boss. I don't know if Space Invaders has a boss, though. What the heck? Whoa. Okay, yeah. Right. So, yes, the developer of this game has pretty good artistic vision. I was kind of noticing that as I was going through. I was like, the atmosphere of this game's sound is really good. And the environments are interesting. But no, yeah, this developer, I like what they're doing with this game. Look at this. We have a twisted hallway, which has been done in other video games, but what they did is they have a strobe light go down it. That looks cool. That just looks cool. I appreciate what this developer is doing artistically. That's a neat effect. And it feels surreal, and it feels a little uncomfortable. That's a good job, honestly. I'm not sure what alien purpose the strobe twisty hallway serves, but I like it. Wait a minute. Look behind me. Now it's twisty. Oh! I think our gravity shifted a little bit. Like, we're right side up again, even though we went down the twist. Huh. Oh, we're underwater. Oh, wow. Oh! Okay. To be fair, if you shine a flashlight on glass... Alright, so... We're underwater. I wasn't expecting that. Whoa. Kingdom Hearts. Looks like a giant keyhole. Okay, I think we're still on Earth. There's an old crash ship here. Looks very Earth-like. But I'm guessing these are like secret alien structures in the Antarctic Ocean or something. Assuming we're still on Earth, because we did take a teleporter warp, so who knows, honestly. Forest Temple Corridor, yeah. But alien style. Whoa! Whoa, where did the door go? Oh, I see the keyhole kind of we were over there and it teleports here. So this this is interesting. This looks like we're still under the ocean, and instead of being inside a structure that has air, it more looks like the water in this area is being repelled away. So we have an air pocket here because of the repelling of the water. That's pretty neat, actually. I guess you're the one doing it. Ominously humming sphere. There's symbols on the ground. Oh, we saw these symbols on the switches earlier, on those buttons I was pressing. What is this thing? This has real monolith vibes, doesn't it? Like a lot of stuff in this game. Very monolith kind of vibes. Okay, so... You want me to rotate these to 3 options. Okay. How am I going to determine what I rotate it to? Well, if I look at the wheels, It appears that each of them have their own set of symbols. I don't think any of them share symbol sets. Each wheel has 5 unique symbols on it. So in other words, there's 15 unique symbols here. Some of them are similar, but they're all unique. Interesting. Is there a symbol that matches this symbol? It kind of looks like a weird C, sorta. I don't think so. Actually, wait, no, that symbol. I'm gonna leave it on that symbol because that one appears right here. What else we got? We got a little guy with a dot in front of it. It's above it. Do you have any symbols with dots on them? Yeah, we have one right here. Hello, Aster. How you doing? We actually have a few. So which one does this look like? It looks like, and then dot. Okay. Let's see. Is it up? Straight up, straight right, and diagonally left. That would be this symbol, yeah. But, wait, I need that on this symbol, but also that symbol is correct. Okay, this symbol and this symbol are both on the middle wheel, so I don't know what to do now. These two symbols here, okay. Is the next symbol over another dot? It's another dot. It looks like a reverse 7. How you doing, Aster? We're playing an atmospheric kind of horror game. It's very alien, very otherworldly. We're currently in a sphere of water under the ocean being repelled away by this ominous sphere, as far as I can tell. And then there's a 7. It's basically a reverse 7 with a dot above it. Okay. Reverse 7 with a dot above. That's this one. I don't know. It reminds me of Outer Wilds. It does kind of have that similar alien vibe as Outer Wilds said, actually. It's not at that point. Okay, this looks like an unfinished 5. Do I have any that are an unfinished 5 with the bottom part not there? The way these symbols are shaped, this is actually very confusing to my brain. I think that's the unfinished 5. Let's see. No, wait. No, that's not the unfinished 5. That's different. That's the unfinished. No, that's not the unfinished 5. It doesn't have a dot. That's the unfinished 5. I think. With no dot. Because it has no dot. What am I trying to actually do? There's a lot of there's like every one of these symbols is different. Every one of these symbols is different. I wouldn't be surprised if every single symbol around this outer ring is one of the symbols on the wheels. So what am I actually trying to do? It's not just match the symbols, because there's multiple. I matched 5 at least already. So that's not the solution. What's the solution? It's not just find the symbols that match on the wheel, because there's multiple matches. That doesn't work. What am I actually trying to do? Again, for instance, that symbol, again, is right there. That looks like a... Oh, wait! Wait, look. Listen carefully. You know how this sphere has been making a hum this whole time? Listen carefully. This symbol has a different hum. This one too. That's subtle. Honestly, you could very easily not notice the difference. And this one. Because it's like a hum layered on top of a hum. You could overlook it. Okay, unfinished 5 with an arrow to its right. So I pick it out the 3 symbols of a hum. Oh. This is a good puzzle. I like this puzzle. So it's that one. The one with a... that kind of looks like a bird beak with a dot on top. That's this one. Yeah, you have to really pay attention. It's a little bit easier on headphones. If you're on speakers, this would be hard. Wait, what was the last one? I think I missed it. Right, backwards, kind of just right angle. 7. Yeah, you have to pay attention. I like it, though. Wait. Listen. Oh, all the humming went away. Okay, if this doesn't have monolith vibes, I don't know what does. Okay. Now where am I at? Oh. Oh! Oh! I already figured it out. I already figured out what's going on here. What's this? I can't walk in it. So you need to turn the light off to see this. Okay. What do I have here? I have multiple fuses. Can I move? I can move them. Okay, okay. Let's put this one in here. Alright, what do we got? Well, actually, let's start with this. We have 4 in the top row, 4 in the middle row, 4 in the bottom row. Which matches up. 4, 4, 4. Granted, I don't know what it's quite telling me. I can either move them up or down. I guess you... Oh, I bet if you move it up... Look, the pipe's connecting. So I'm guessing that's, like, on. And if it's down, it's probably off, because you break the connection. So... the ones with dots in the middle are probably on, and the one without a dot in the middle is probably off. That's what I'm thinking. So this is on, off. Okay. And then it's off, on, looks like. You know what this is actually starting to make me feel now it's getting into some interesting puzzles? Christophs, I can't personally relate to this, but I'm sure you can. When you and Esther and Charm were having fun in Mist Uru. This kind of is a Mist Uru vibe, actually. That's what it feels like. This feels like a Mist game. Especially considering, like, this is weird and alien and a little bit creepy, but, like, nothing's attacking me. And we got this nice atmospheric music. Which, by the way, can you hear it? It's nice. I like it. Easy compared to Myst, probably a little easier. But the puzzles have the same kind of feel to them, though. Okay, so it didn't work. Which basically just tells me that maybe I reversed what on and off mean. That's fine. Huh. Okay, well, I just tried inverting everything because I was like, well, I know what to do. If it doesn't work, I'll just invert everything. But that didn't do it either. I think I'm right the first time then. Let's put it back the other way. Maybe I'm not seeing... You say comparatively easy one, but I'm still... Honestly, I feel like that last puzzle was actually pretty Myst-like. Having to pay very close attention to how things sound. Also, I'm just going to turn up the volume a little bit because I actually appreciate the ambience here. Let's have a little bit more of it. There we go. That's not too loud, right? That looks okay on the volume mixer. Oh! All right, I know the howl happened. I'm gonna play longer though. I feel like this probably isn't that long a game. I'm enjoying it though. So okay, you say it's extremely easy, but to be fair, I did the obvious solution here and it didn't work. So there's another layer to this puzzle that I'm not seeing. Here's what I did, right? I made it so the lower ones are off and the upper ones are on. That's kind of how I set it up. And you can see here that there's two types of symbols here. There's the ones where the things are going diagonally and there's no dot in the center, which looks off. And then there's the ones where they're all cardinal direction facing and there's a dot in the middle, which looks like on. So that's how they're set up. And there's a couple here. The mural's a little smudged, like this paint is a little smudged, so it's kind of breaking down the right here, but I can still very clearly tell this is on, because this is the most deteriorated one, but I can still see what it is. If you look at the order of the pipes, the bottom and top row are they're parallel to each other. They're all lined up perfectly, which applies here as well. But the left side, like this middle one, goes further to the left on this wall and further to the right on this wall. You're right, it is mirrored. Okay, fair enough then. Let me try this a different way. On, off, on, off. Those are, the middle row is just alternate them, but the other rows is going to be, okay, so left to right, that's going to be off and then on a bunch, okay. And then the top row is going to be, again, from left to right, off, off, on, off. I heard something. I definitely heard something. Up. It's trading, it's trading. Actually, I'm gonna look at the tape. What the heck? It's like a big old vat of, it's like a silo. Very mossy down here. What's this? I think they're bones. This must be where it drained. That's like a hand. It's like bones, or perhaps because of all the bug theming, maybe it's like an exoskeleton? Oh wait, no, that's more bones. Well, I guess it could be either bone. It could be bug exoskeleton or bones, but this looks like a ribcage. I don't think bugs have rib cages. So some giant thing here died. But like that's like a bony mammalian rib cage, but this is like kind of looks like a. This kind of looks a little bit more like I don't know, bug feet. I don't know. Bugs with bones. Bugs with bones. Maybe that's it. I can activate that, but before I do... And then, of course... This is like the pelvis, I guess. Propped against the doorway. I wonder what that's about. Alright, let's open the door. Were they, like, trapped down here and drowned? The thick plottins. Oh. Huh. You know what this looks like? This looks like one of those rooms in Sin's Fortress and Dark Souls where you're like, yeah, just drop down. Oh, did you miss the rafter decks down? Oh, you're dead. This is a Dark Souls platform room. Good luck. The thick plottins, yes. Like, do you do the running jump, or do you try to, like, do a sword slam when you land so you don't roll, or do you want to roll a little bit? It's a question. Oh, no, it's just going to make me go loopy up, loopy down. I see what it's doing. Some Escher stuff? Yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. I mean, I don't know if it's Escher. We are going inclined up here and there, so I don't... Maybe it makes sense. I don't think I'm the right person to... Oh my gosh, I think we're in space. Okay, again, I like the artistic setup of this. Just this concrete dower structure, and then we got space over there. Just over there. It's just over there. Weren't you underwater half an hour ago? You know, it happens sometimes. You move around a little bit. Oh, it's swirlies. I've done this puzzle before. Ah. Whoa! Well, I just turned off the one remaining and one lit up, and, okay. Alright. So much for concrete structure, I guess. Now it's just space. Oh yeah, brutalism, you're right. It's alien brutalism space stuff. And underwater stuff. Yeah, everything made by the alien seems to be like... It looks like it's made out of, like, just concrete, almost. It's like these weird concrete structures. Brutalism seems like an interesting vibe. Oh, checkpoint. Oh, what's this? Okay, they want to follow me, I guess. Oh. Wait, what? I don't understand. If I turn them on or... Okay, so here's the thing. If I activate them, then they'll stay. But if I deactivate them, they'll go with the others. So they'll follow me if I let them... Or if I press E on them, they won't follow me. So what... There's a... Okay, what's this puzzle? Okay, the rings rotate. Oh, I see. There's a little notch there. Oh, wow. I deactivate everyone but the one I wanted to deactivate. That's fine, though. Let me narrow it down. Okay, okay. Oh, wrong one. I like this puzzle. It's kind of a weird way of doing it. There we go. Wow. Okay, oh, I'm just auto-walking. Oh, I'm running now. I have no control over my run. That's an interesting way of doing a rotate the things in the right position puzzle. What the heck? I don't... Is this intentional? Oh, no. Guys, the game previously auto-walked me forward, and now I'm actually stuck against the wall. Well, there are arrows pointing against the wall. Are they pushing me? Is this a puzzle? I think the game, like, weirdly auto-walked me and broke something. I don't think I'm supposed to be stuck against the wall. It's not even like it's walking me now. It's just, it looks like I got stuck in the ground or something. Exit the menu. Last checkpoint 1 minute ago. Yeah, it's fine. I noticed the continue option, so I wasn't too worried. Am I good now? Okay, I'm good now. Alright, that was a little weird. So we have more of these tanks that look empty, but sound like they have a heartbeat. This is the most unsettling thing to walk underneath. I can walk around it, but okay, I'll walk through it. Shark Tooth Gateway. Yay. Oh, what? Oh. The researchers. I guess they were through here. It attacked us. Danforth fled inside. Save yourself. Well, nice of him to die of his notes. What attacked you? Primate. Is a leech. We have witnessed your rise to dominance. As we have witnessed the rise of others before you. Hey, he breathes a lot while talking. Now you shall witness ours. Okay. Can we do this a slightly friendlier way? Oh, no. Oh, that's just it? Is that's just it? That seems like kind of, I mean, yeah, I guess you're leading up to an alien race of buggies or something. But that's just it? Like, that's all that led up to? I really felt we were leading up to something better than that. Like, honestly, the atmosphere, the journey along the way, I guess this is a journey, this is more about the journey than the destination kind of game, but that's not really a good payoff. I feel like when you're doing an atmospheric game with limited gameplay besides some puzzle solving, yeah, that's it. Wow, okay. See, I had a feeling this was going to be a short game, but I still expected a good payoff. I figured it was going to be short. But that's such a bad ending. Like, okay, yeah, I mean, we got the, like, in the process of going through that place, we all got the impression, like, yeah, there's this alien race, and they're probably gonna pop up again. You know, they're probably gonna be alive, or probably gonna see some alive. But just having them be like, oh yeah, we exist, anyways, you're dead now, and that's it? That's... Wow, okay, so... I liked 95% of this, but then that last 5%... Here's the thing. A game that is building itself on atmosphere. Visual design, environmental design, atmospheric sound effects, even the puzzles. They were all serving the atmosphere. They were alien puzzles within... They didn't make any sense, but they were interesting, and it felt like they had a depth to them. The puzzles, you know, the things I was solving, like the giant orb and stuff. It felt like that had a purpose, even if I didn't understand what it was. So it was interesting. But... I'm gonna turn it back down, actually, because I just remember the tile music's a little louder. But here's the problem with doing a game this way. It was technically a walking simulator with some puzzles. Nothing wrong with that. Walking simulators can have great atmosphere. But the thing about some games, it's okay if they don't end that great because you had a fun time, an engaging time playing the game. A lot of action games and stuff, you can have a great time playing the game and then just get a text roll at the end, and that's fine. Like, it's cool to have a cool ending, a nice, awesome ending. It's neat to have a really fancy ending, but there's a lot of games that give you a lot of gameplay, and it's more about playing them, not getting to the end so much. So even if the ending's a little lame on some of those games, not a big deal. You have plenty of substance to do during the journey, you know? But with a walking simulator, a game focusing on its atmosphere and some light puzzle solving like this one had, you are building everything off of the atmosphere. The gameplay, there isn't a whole lot of it. You know, compared to a lot of games, this didn't have a lot of gameplay, and that's fine. But what that means is you're telling the player, okay, my game is not about all this complicated gameplay stuff, all this engaging stuff you're going to be doing during the game. It's more about engaging with the environment, the world, the story, the setting, the characters. That's what the engagement was focused on with this entire game. And when you have a game that is pretty light on the gameplay and focuses on the experience, the story and such, those games can't afford to bungle the ending. They need to have a satisfying atmospheric and story conclusion. Because if they don't, then what was the point of your journey? It wasn't all the gameplay. It was that atmosphere. You have to build it up to something. So it kind of felt like what happened here is the dev had a cool idea for a game, which I think most of this game was cool. It was getting me engaged. And they had a cool idea for the process of going through alien areas and stuff and making all these cool alien things and making a few good puzzles here and there. But when it came to the ending, they just didn't know what to do. They just had no idea how to end their game. So they're like, well, let's just reveal one of the aliens and then it kills you. That's terrible, though. Honestly, a better ending would have been our character just getting stuck in some infinite space and walking in the game credit rolls. That would have been not very satisfying either, but it would have been more satisfying than, oh, anyways, you found the alien thing and it killed you. Killing the player in a game experience like this, with this atmosphere being built the way it did, just having the player die at the end like it's some schlock horror game, I don't know, man. It just seemed disrespectful to the rest of the experience. You know? It's like reading a really good, intelligent book, and then at the end chapter they say, and everybody died, lol. It's like, okay, that's just still disrespectful to the rest of the medium, rest of the story, rest of the experience. Yeah, I don't mind that it ended when it did. I do mind how it ended. I don't mind it being a short game, but I do mind that ending. If you want to make an atmospheric game like this with limited gameplay, you must deliver on that final atmosphere. You must give the player an ending that makes them go, that was satisfying. Not necessarily that it answers all the player's questions, all the mysteries built up in the game. You don't have to answer the mysteries to have a satisfying conclusion. You just need to have the ending match the atmosphere, the tone, and the majesty of the rest of the game, of the rest of the experience the player went through. And give them something that satisfies them at the end, making them go, this was a fun experience. And I think this game was still a fun experience, but that ending definitely just cheapens the whole thing. I'm not fond of that. I'm not bothered about the idea that the character dies, but the way it was handled was not correct in my book. There's numerous ways where the player could have died and had it be a satisfying conclusion. But in the service of all the atmosphere and stuff, that ending was not, that death had no service. Like, I'm sorry, these alien creatures built all these weird structures and stuff, and all it wanted to do when it met us is say, oh, you primates, we saw you being strong, anyways, it's our turn, die. Like, that feels so brutish, so one-dimensional compared to the environments they lived in. The environments these aliens lived in and built and stuff indicate such a vast level of intelligence and just stuff that is almost impossible to understand, probably, because they're alien, you know? And then just showing up and killing us. I don't know. It just feels so lacking. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna check something real fast. Man, this is so hard, because it's like, it's good up until the ending, which for most games you could say like that would be still a positive rating, right? But for a game that's built upon its atmosphere, this just doesn't feel right. By the way, the game, I don't know what the price of it will be. It actually releases in 3 days. We got an early key for it, which is kind of cool. But basically, it comes out on Friday. I forgot to mention that. We actually did have early access to it. But yeah, I don't know. So there's no reviews to look at or anything, because again, it hasn't been released yet. This is probably one of the my review is probably one of the first ones discussing the ending of this game, considering it hasn't released yet. Also, it just feels cheap because, like, we had a bit of character backstory at the beginning. You know, his expedition was lost. He's going to check it out. He doesn't care going alone. He doesn't care about going alone. He feels the call. He felt a call, which is interesting too. Which that was never elaborated. And then we had that one scene where he was in his office and like looking at photos of his wife and stuff. So that was like a little flashback showing a little bit more about the character. But why did any of that matter if he's just going to get chopped and killed at the end? Just like that, without, like, it's okay to establish a character's backstory and then kill them off later in the story. But if you're going to establish their backstory, you need to do something with it rather than just kill them afterwards. You know, you gotta, like, why did you establish the backstory? It's just so we can understand some of their mannerisms or some of the things they do or talk about during the story. Well, that didn't happen here because our character was mostly just silent protagonist energy, you know? And then they die at the end. So what was the point? What was the point of even flashing back to them? The backstory, well, the intro of the game gave us a necessary motivator to be there. But that extra bit of a flashback to our office, that felt pretty pointless, is what I'm saying, fair. That flashback to the office, it felt like we were building up the character a bit more. Like, oh, here's a little bit more about this character we're playing as, because this will become relevant in a story way later on, right? No, because they just died. So there was really no point in further expanding on their backstory beyond the initial motivator, considering that they never further grew as a character. That flashback had no purpose, because the character was then abandoned afterwards. And I mean that in two ways. I mean that they were abandoned in the sense that they were killed at the end. But I also mean the character was abandoned in the sense that besides that little backstory flashback, the character had no character. They had character in the beginning, where their motivations were expressed about going to Antarctica. But after that, and the midway flashback to their office, there was no character there. Like, we were playing a character that was walking around, but they didn't comment on their surroundings. They didn't have any further interactions with any other, like, entities or anything. They existed as a vehicle for the player, but they did not really exist as a character. Besides that shoehorned in flashback, which didn't really flesh out anything. Again, I wouldn't be probably nitpicking this if the ending was a little bit stronger, but if the ending was a little bit stronger, we probably would have asked to see a payoff to that flashback, because, again, the character was being fleshed out a little bit there, and if the ending had paid off, like, oh, and now that we know about the character, here's a bit more for them, for the ending, then that would have been a payoff. That would have made sense. But yeah, it's not just a character problem, too, though. That ending is bad not just because the character wasn't properly developed, the player character, but also just because there was no good payoff to the atmosphere build-up. We were building up quite an atmosphere for a while, but it just didn't lead to anything. It led to just dying. Not even in a way that is poignant to the atmosphere, just dying. It also felt pretty sudden, like, we were having a pretty chill time, right? We didn't really, like, we saw bones, we saw some macabre stuff, we read some macabre stories in the beginning, but for a lot of that exploration of the game, we didn't feel really in danger. We felt more like we were out of place. We were in a place we shouldn't be, which felt a little ominous, but it didn't feel scary, it didn't feel threatening. And then right at the end of the game, what happens? Oh, bloody corpse. Oh, okay, we're going back to this. Okay. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. When I saw the corpse, I was like, oh, that's interesting. So we're getting back to the humans that we haven't seen in a while. And okay, so now we're gonna build towards something a little more violent? No, we didn't build towards anything. We saw the corpse, walked forward, then met the big bad and got killed. There was no build up to the violence. The whole game actually didn't feel like it should end that way. The whole game kind of gave me this impression that if we were to die at the end, it was going to be more of a lonely, slow, infinite expanse, left to our own sort of death, not something violent. Because the game didn't have a violent tone. It felt alien, uncomfortable, out of place, but it didn't feel violent. So ending with just a big old grub chomping us down or whatever, I don't know. I don't get the point of that, you know? It didn't match what we were building towards, but I guess that's all I can say about it. That is, man, even though I enjoyed most of this game, I would say that I would not recommend this game. Because if you were making a game built on an atmosphere like this and limited gameplay functionality, like there's very limited gameplay, it's all about the atmosphere. So if you don't deliver a good ending to that atmosphere, then yeah, it's like reading a book. It's like reading a book that's really good, but you get to the last chapter, the author just stopped caring and they just wrote some random stuff. I bet there's an author out there that's done that. Has there ever been an author out there that, like, got mad at the thing they were writing? Maybe they had a bad publishing deal or something, so they decided, you know what, I'm just going to write a book that's mostly good, and then at the end, I'm just going to, like, throw everything away and just ruin everything. Just to get back at my audience, just to get back at my publisher or something. I feel like there's probably an author out there that has done that. Gremlins too. But you know what I mean, right? That can ruin the entire experience if one were to do that with a piece of creative media. Animes, books, video games, movies. I'm sure there's a lot of cases. It's not unfair to enjoy 90% of a work and then, because the work throws itself away at the end, 10%, to have a problem with the work. It's okay to, you know, I think some people would argue with me like, well, you know, Tucker, if you like most of the game, why would you give it a bad mark? Because how you end an experience matters. It does. Especially for a game focused on its atmosphere and narrative. I'd say in this case, this game was focused on its narrative, not in the sense of the notes, but more in the sense of the environmental design was so intentional that there was a narrative in the environment. Does that make sense? The narrative of the world was being shown to us. It didn't make complete sense, but it was interesting and mysterious. But, okay, so let's see. Kimmy said, Gremlins 2 was a predator to Gremlins 1 because the studio wanted to make a sequel without him, so he stepped up and made the sequel himself and made an anti-sequel. It was one of the best sequels ever when it gets it right. So that was good. He did that. That's a case of a creator doing something kind of shitposty, but also making it work, which is good. But unfortunately, there are also people out there that just trash their own works because of one reason or another. And unfortunately, I don't think they're meant to do it, but they kind of trashed their own game here by the way this ended. So, dang shame. Damn shame. Because I really was hoping for more than this. Oh, fair. The Mystery Catropolis had a better ending. I remember you mentioning that game. You were mentioning that. Actually, I remember now. You mentioned that game in another stream. You mentioned how you really enjoyed that game, but then the ending was like really disappointing and kind of depressing, and it just kind of ruined the experience for you. So you definitely know what I'm talking about when it comes to Dyer Expedition. And you would say that Catropolis is still better than Dyer Expedition? That's very poignant, because you were directly complaining about Catropolis because it bothered you enough. So this one's worse than that, you'd say. Wow. Jeez. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. And if I say anything else, I'm just going to be beating on it unnecessarily. So yeah, I honestly, I still commend the developer for trying. They had something here. They just didn't end it right. So, Dev, if you make another game and you want to make something atmospheric, do put more care to the ending, man. You had something going here. I was legitimately enjoying this and actually interested in the world. My Myst comparison was not so much because of the puzzle solving, but because Myst is so good at atmosphere. And I was feeling a Myst-like level of atmosphere in this game until it took it all away at the end. So, it's like if you're running a marathon, you know, and you get You get through almost all of it, and then you just face plant before the finish line, and then everybody passes you because you don't get up and fix it. You made it most of the way there, but you didn't finish. That was Dyer Expedition. I hope you guys enjoyed. Honestly, it was enjoyable up until the end, so it was still worth playing. Definitely so. But at the end of the day, I do not encourage people to buy this. I don't know how much it'll cost. I don't know what the price tag of this will be. Maybe it's worth a few bucks, but if you enjoyed the atmosphere you saw and want to support the creator for making that atmosphere, because he did a good job for most of it. But I wouldn't really spend money on this, or very much at least. Not when the atmosphere is delivered so poorly, I think. But that was Dyer Expedition.